Hello, Dota 2 fans, and welcome! This is Chicago Ted casting tonight the High School Starleague, and, well, the season starts today, and the first match that's going on is happening between these two teams, and it's going to be, well, you'll see for yourself as I bring you on into the drafting phase here. Summercreek High School versus Whitney Young, and of course those two names are switched up, so I'll go ahead and switch that back for you. Get that fixed up. Unfortunately, this overlay I'm using doesn't show the team name through the overlay, so I have to manually do it myself. But, yep, it's going to be Summercreek versus Whitney Young. Whitney Young, obviously the big flashing banner, sporting the Dolphins, and Summercreek opting for their own little name there, and that's perfectly fine by me. So, well, we're already well on into the drafting phase here, and we've got Elder Titan and Pugna being taken out on the side of the Radiant. Whitney Young opting to go without Summercreek having those options. Both these heroes are very strong. They've had a lot of use in the recent games, the recent days, and ever since 6.979 came out. I mean, Pugna, well, he was always he was always a really good pick, but Elder Titan's is the one that really pulled himself out of the ashes immediately after he went into the captain's mode. He was starting to get picked up, and people started figuring out how to use them. That natural order scales so well into the late game and helps so many heroes do massive amounts of damage, especially auto attackers like Medusa or Sven. You get the gist. He is a strong hero, and Whitney Young opting not to have him in the pool. It's going to be a Naga Siren that they're putting in instead. That's going to be their first pickup. And this hero, an incredibly flexible hero, does what he needs to do, or she needs to do, and does it well. Got a great stun, 5 seconds at level 4, and goes through Magic Immunity. Her net is one of the most useful disables in the game. And then we talk about useful disables. Well, she got Song of the Siren on top of that. And then you factor in Riptide and Mirror Image, which scale so well with each other. Naga Siren does a very good job at playing either support or carry. Mostly, though, when we see her played in Captain's mode, between two teams, we see her played as a support. And that's going to be a Venomancer response coming from Summercreek. And Venomancer, we talk about heroes that have really found their niche in the recent days, and I'll talk about the Visage in just a second, but Venomancer has really stormed his way onto the scene, and, well, his changes weren't all that drastic, but it gave his wards his passive sting, and it just made him a little bit stronger. His Gale has a great slow, his Poison Sting has a great slow, and, well, Gale is a flat slow throughout all 4 levels. Sting starts to really add up on top of that, though. And then you pair in the Visage, who has a Grave Chill. You're not running away. And whenever I see these two heroes, I usually see them played as roaming supports, where they start out in the tri-lane, offensive or defensive, and then once they start getting their carry kills, then they grab a smoke, grab some TPs, and go on to different lanes and wreak havoc. A hero that I typically have seen with them is a Necrolite. As they're slowed, you get them down low, and then you throw down the Reaper Scythe, and it's pretty much GG. The entire time that you're slowed up, you've got the Heartstopper Aura going all the way. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the Necrolite pickup coming out from Summercreek, or Big, or Era 5. I'll just call him Summercreek. Summercreek High School throughout this cast. Whitney Young have picked themselves up a Weaver. And, well, when you talk about slippery fast heroes, Weaver's one of them. Though when that Scoochie comes off, all cards are on the table for Visage and Venomancer to start slowing him down. Scoochie gives him max movement speed, but only for a short bit of time. And if you've got detection on him, if you've got a way to catch up to him, then Weaver will fall, and he will fall hard. And once you get a Weaver, or once you stop a Weaver snowball, it's very hard for this hero to come back and play from behind. Like most snowballing heroes, Weaver needs to be at least even, at least ahead, to really get going in this game. We're going to see a Mirana pickup coming out from Summercreek. When you factor in the slows that Mirana's going to have to deal with, or going to have on her team, arrows should be coming out very often, and they should be hitting. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do with that. I'm looking forward to maybe an offensive tri-lane coming out from Summercreek. If not, you throw Mirana and Venomancer in a lane, Visage as well as another person in a different lane, and then have a mid-hero and run your classic 2-1-2, which is one of those things that we've been seeing quite often, and I'm thinking that's going to be the case as a Cancer Lancer has made his way out onto the field. And when you talk about an angry cat, this guy's one of them. If you're allergic to cats, well, the entire player base of Dota 2 is pretty much allergic to cats, but Whitney Young gonna respond with their Juggernaut. And, well, not a hero that's typically picked up versus Phantom Lancer, as, well, Jug is gonna jump to those illusions. So if Phantom Lancer starts popping out illusions, Juggernaut's gonna have a difficult time getting back and forth, but his Blade Fury should be able to deal with illusions fairly well, as well as a Battle Fury if he decides to go for one. Didn't talk about this one, but Crystal Maiden was the third pickup for Whitney Young, a great disable, and when you pair it up with Naga Siren, you've got a very long disable. I mean, let's take a look. At level 4, 5 seconds, as we talked about. At level 4, 3 seconds. So, effectively an 8-second stun. That's going to mean Juggernaut is going to be able to get off the entirety of his Blade Fury, which I believe in the alt it shows how much damage it does effectively. Yeah, it deals a total of 400 damage at level 1, 500 level 2. I mean, we're looking at a Lena's ultimate or a Lion's ultimate for every Blade Fury. And then you factor in the fact that Juggernaut can auto attack during Blade Fury. It's
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, this hero, how much damage he can do with that skill.
Dire team pick.
In fact, you know what? One of my favorite things to do, let's take a look at it. Watch the spinning attack of the Juggernaut. Yep. A little bit of a cinematic for you guys. But, as we round out the 4th picks, Meepo was banned out for the 5th ban on Whitney Young. And, well, I can honestly say I wasn't expecting that one. Puck and Storm Spirit were removed from the pool on the side of Summercreek, so removing some mid lane options for Whitney Young, it's going to mean that, actually, they've gotten rid of the Queen of Pain. I was going to say they might be running the Queen of Pain, but they might be looking for an unconventional mid now. I wouldn't imagine a Razor, maybe a Dragon Knight, running the Tri-Core lineup with Phantom Lancer, Dragon Knight, Mirana? Possibly. It could be a, I wouldn't say it'd be a Magnus, but it could be a Magnus. It's going to be a Night Stalker. And I keep counting this hero out, but I keep forgetting that he's been making his way into the draft for quite a while now, and been doing a fairly decent job at it. So with Night Stalker now in the pool, Whitney Young are scrambling to figure out what they're going to do against it. We're probably going to see Whitney Young, again, maybe some roaming supports with Crystal Maiden, Naga Siren, but probably... yeah, they're probably going to solo off the Weaver, have the Crystal Maiden, Naga, and Juggernaut laning together, and then gonna run up a mid lane. What they run, I couldn't imagine, but they're going into reserve time. And well, I talked about the Magnus, and when you've got the Naga Siren to set it up, it could very well be it. No, they're gonna go for the Invoker. He got a little bit of a buff in 6.79 after getting nerfed time and time again. He now has 2 spells that he invokes at the level 1 invoke, which can really be helpful in the early lane. If you go for a Quaswex Invoker, then you've got Cold Snap and Tornado at your disposal, and that's an easy kill setup if you can do it right. Night Stalker, though, gonna make it a bit hard. So, with this game going into the actual, well, laning phase, we have on the side of Summercreek High School, or their team name Era 4, it's gonna be Camille playing the Phantom Lancer, Daniel on the Night Stalker. I've been told to call him Raymond on the Mirana. Nips playing the Banana himself, the Venomancer, and Drew gonna be picking up the Visage. Now on the side of Wyoming Young, was it? Wow, I cannot remember. Whitney Young. It's gonna be Carabao Dragon picking up the Juggernaut. We got Squirtle playing the Crystal Maiden. Disconnected on the Invoker, we have Tatsuki playing the Naga Siren, and all smiles. Smiling it up as the Weaver. And both teams look like they're breaking into their phase. It's going to be a tri-lane, picking up the top. We're going to have the Venomancer and the Visage, Drew and Nips playing it in the same lane, and that's going to be difficult, especially when you well, it's going to be difficult for the Crystal Maiden and Juggernaut to deal with. Juggernaut can get away just fine. He pops the Blade Fury, and well, he can go straight back to the fountain. But Crystal Maiden, a naturally slow hero at 280 move speed, will be moving at the speed of slow when she gets hit by both the Grave Chill as well as the Venomous Gale. So with the creep spawning and the game timer officially rolling down, this game 1 between Summercreek High School and Whitney Young is now underway, and the creeps are just starting to meet up in their lane. For those who don't know, the recent change means that the creep equilibrium happens much closer to the enemy tower. But one of the most important lane that we probably want to keep our eyes on, though, throughout this game is going to be this top lane. Big Drew looking to get a slow right away on the Crystal Maiden, but Crystal Maiden keeping herself back, playing with a bit of restraint. Both these heroes, though, are going to dissuade a lot. The mere threat of these heroes getting their multiple slows on you is enough to send you home crying, and well, Crystal Maiden wants to be careful. Of course, she has the Frostbite to possibly keep herself alive for a little bit longer. Terror Dragon getting himself a little bit aggressive. Is he going to try for something? It's going to be both of them getting auto attacks off, and he drops a little low, but nothing too bad. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Daniel taking a cold snap to the face. He is going to get stunned up a couple times, but should be able to get away just fine. Now at about half health, he's going to turn around and just look for some last hits. Invoker, though, flexing his muscles and showing why Invoker is a strong hero in the mid lane. Already, Invoker 5-5 in the mid lane. Night Stalker is at a measly 2-0, and things shouldn't really get any better for him. But once 4 minutes hits and the first night comes about, then he'll start looking at trying something. He'll be about level 6 at that point, maybe a little bit under. And that's when he'll start to look to try to get some ganks off. Top camp is warded. Radiant have a nice ward here. Of course, it is a small camp now, so it's really a question of whether or not it's worth it to try to use a ward on that camp.
Bottom tower is under attack.
The sentry ward going down, a nice 50 gold bounty. There's a Frostbite. Camille in a little bit of trouble, but has his juxtaposition. Doppelwalk, rather, keeping himself up a little bit. And there's a third slow for the tri-lane, the Spirit Lance coming out, and that's going to deal a little bit of damage, but Juggernaut should be able to shrug that one off just fine. Disconnected, looking to further his lead in the mid lane. He's now 12-5 versus 5-0 of the Night Stalker. In the off lane, nothing too big happening. Raymond shouldn't be able to do too much in this lane until he gets at least 1 or 2 levels up in Arrow and maybe 3 or 4 up in Starstorm. Then if he hits an Arrow, he might be able to follow it up for an easy kill on the Weaver. But until then, the Weaver should have an easy time in this lane. There's nothing threatening him too much to justify him not winning the lane at all. 3 minutes and already I can tell you that I wasn't expecting this game to be so quiet. But, of course, we're going to have the Naga Siren making her way up to the top lane. Looking to try to find a kill. Whether or not they can do it. This is the 2 heroes that I said synergize really well together. The 8 seconds at level 4 that they can stun off. And they're going to go for Camille. Does he have a Doppelwalk ready and available? He does, but he's caught in the net. And they're going to be able to see him up. It's just gone. They didn't have the Frostbite available to chain up. And that's going to be a missed opportunity to get a kill on the Phantom Lancer. And they've rotated a Naga Siren up to the lane to try to get that kill. And they weren't able to successfully do it. Meanwhile, All Smiles is being aggressive. The Naga Siren is no longer here. The Crystal so he needs to be a little bit more careful. But he knows it's a 1v1. So, and he sees that there are 3 heroes in the top lane still. So he's flexing those bug antenna just a little bit. Double damage going the way of Big D. Big Daniel. And now the first night has hit. He's going to start this night with a storm. Let's see what he can find here. He finds the Naga Siren. He's getting caught out by 3, though. There's the net. The Frostbite to fly, the Sunstrike going down, and he could take a fall here. He's moving too fast, though. Care Bear Dragon can't exactly catch up. Meanwhile, the initiation on the back line. Squirtle could take a fall. It's going to be First Blood going the way of Big Nips, and he's going to be getting away just fine. So obviously, the Night Stalker not getting a kill, but was able to set one up. The Venomancer was the one to pick up First Blood. I think they would have preferred the Phantom Lancer to grab that one, but good to get a kill and good to get an assist. Better than not getting anything. The Ward did fly Care Bear Dragon, bringing himself back up to full for the time being. The Brilliance Aura helping his mana regen just a little bit, and that's one thing I'd like to note whenever you've got a Crystal Maiden on the field. Brilliance Aura makes things very, very easy because it just gives you so much mana regen. I mean, collectively, it may not seem like a lot for individual people. It's only a 1 mana regen additional for each individual person. It's 2 mana regen for her because it's a double bonus. But hold that thought, we have Care Bear Dragon taking a silence. He should be able to get out okay. In fact, that's going to be the Visage getting the last auto attack and already 2 kills. Going the way of this quad lane. New meta. Night Stalker, though, probably going to make his way back towards the middle lane. But there's one thing Juggernaut can't deal with. It's a silence. And it's just going to mean that he can't get away from it. He relies on that Blade Fury to give him that extra little bit of oomph to get away from sticky situations. And when that's not available to him, whether it be by low mana or by what we just saw, the silence or the stun, then Juggernaut really falls off. And it looks like Phantom Lancer Big Camille getting a little too aggressive. He's going to be forced back. He has a Tangle pulled up on him. He's going for early treads, though, opting to skip the Tranquil Boost because he's a farming carry. When you have to auto-attack, last hit creeps, then Tranquil Boots aren't really effective. The only time they are effective is if you're not really doing anything in lane other than the odd casting and stuff like that, which means that it's more effective on a support like Crystal Maiden, who really benefits from that extra move speed. But yeah, Tranquil Boots on carries is no longer a viable option. That's going to be the Invoker at 6-7 minutes. Is going to pick up his Hand of Midas. Is completed on the Courier, making his way out to the Mad Mage himself. And that's going to skyrocket his farm just a little bit. Still requires to use it a couple times before he really begins to be effective. And it delays a little bit his next upcoming items, but if he can get free farm for the next 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 10 to 15, then he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Unfortunately, his team in the top lane has pretty nearly lost his tri-lane. They're going to throw out the net, though. The Frostbite to fly. Do they get Camille? They do. Crystal Maiden is going to find a kill on the Phantom Lancer. Meanwhile, it's going to be Squirtle taking a Crippling Fear as well as a Void. This should be a 1-for-1 trade-off as Crystal Maiden takes a fall to Daniel. They're looking to try to get a return kill on the Night Stalker, but Daniel getting away too fast. No, that's going to be a net on a Nips, and Nips should be the one to fall here. In fact, he does. Venomancer falling to the creeps. And the 236 being split up between Care Bear Dragon, who needs to Blade Fury right now, and he does. He gets away. If he had gotten Crippling Feared right there, he would have been in a serious amount of trouble. Now Invoker. We've seen this image before. It's an Invoker with a double damage room making his way to the top lane. He's going to find out Daniel. With that double damage, he should be able to kill this Night Stalker quite easily. Trying to get the Void off. There's a Tornado, and almost immediately we see how the two invokes, or 2 spells, really come to use. But unfortunately, he is level 2, so he had 2 spells anyway. But yeah, Night Stalker falling to the Invoker. There we go, the net out. And well, this tri-lane 5 minutes ago was losing pretty handily, but now they're up 4-3. And we take a look at the Golden XP graph, and despite being at the disadvantage of the tri-lane, they were actually out farming Whitney Young with the Hand of Midas on the Night Stalker and the Weaver in the off lane, or I guess the safe lane. They were consistently winning the advantage, and well, now they've amassed themselves getting close to a 5,000 in both gold and XP, and not looking like it's going to fall down anytime soon. Juggernaut, what's on the Courier for him? He's got his, he's picking up a magic wand. A little late, as the tri-lane on the top lane is pretty much dissolved. They used to have 4 heroes here, in which case the magic wand would have been an amazing item to have, as you would have just stacked up charge after charge after charge. But at the moment, well, it might just devolve into a dual lane, as we see Night Stalker as well as the Venomancer making their way to the mid. And Phantom Lancer is in a little bit of a predicament now, as he's got 3 heroes that were just able to pull themselves back out into the lead in the tri-lane. He has to try to last hit against them. And Phantom Lancer requires late game, requires lots of farm, and if he can't get it, then his usefulness is pretty much gone. He does have a diffusal blade, a nice little cosmetic, but immediately the net, the frostbite, he does double walk, but he's not getting away. Naga Siren gonna be the one to pick up that kill with a Riptide, and Squirtle almost fell to a Soul Assumption, but Visage not lucky enough to pick up that kill, and Phantom Lancer taking another fall in this game, 5-3 at 10 minutes. And now they're pretty much relying on their Night Stalker to create lots of space for them. And Vizrune now spawning out in the top spot. Both teams have very little vision out on the map right now. I'm surprised to see very little wards going out on either direction. And when you imagine that almost all the kills that happened, the 3 kills for Summercreek and the 5 now for Whitney Young, at least the 3 that kicked off that 5, they happened because heroes went up the top lane to go gank. And when you don't have vision of heroes grabbing that double damage rune or whatever they found, it just happened to be double damage rune in both cases, then you can almost assume you're going to lose that. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Juggernaut again finding the Phantom Lancer, this time using the ultimate. He's going to be the one to pick up that kill, and now the Juggernaut is 1-1 and 4. Despite having an almost abysmal start, this Juggernaut is coming back through the pain and suffering, and he's gonna grab himself a nice little tower. And that's gonna go to the creeps, but that's still a good little jolt of gold. And now Juggernaut will start to work towards his next item, as he's got 1,000 gold on himself. He's gonna go ahead and pick up a Bracer as well as a Robe of the Magi, and that's gonna mean he's gonna be going for Drums of Endurance really soon. Meanwhile, the rest of his team grouping up in the mid lane, looking like they want to go for a push, but nothing just yet. There's a smoke up for Summercreek. Can they find something with it? No, they can't. Crystal Maiden, Squirtle was in the right place at the right time and was able to spot out the smoke in a good, timely fashion, and that was the end of that. And right now, the Night Stalker and the Mirana are pretty much the hopes of the Dire team of Summercreek at the moment, as their Phantom Lancer is just not going to get the space he needs. Trying to find a kill on all Smiles, but with the time lapse, Smiles gets himself back out and at near full HP. Meanwhile, Crystal Maiden finds a kill, looks to be in the middle lane on the Mirana, so scratch out the Mirana. It's going to be the Night Stalker to be the one that needs to get space to this team. It's it's just starting up on the 3rd night of the game. Night Stalker going to be able to run around and possibly deal some damage, but there's a net now on Big Nips, the Frostbite to fly, and now Venomancer is going to take a fall. There's a teleportation in, Soul Assumption to fly onto Squirtle, and now Camille should be able to find himself a kill, but there is the Song of the Siren a little bit too late. Is it too late? Double walk, Camille gets away just fine. The tornado to fly, the tornado to miss, and that was a long-ass tornado. It's 5 points up and wet, so there we go. Visage taking a lone ultimate from Care Bear Dragon, and now, well, Care Bear Dragon silenced up, can't get himself out of there. He will take a fall there, and that's going to be the Night Stalker's Void. Meanwhile, Camille gets his mana completely drained out, and Invoker, well, still with the Hand of Midas, 1,600 gold to his name, and hasn't fallen yet this game. There are 4 heroes grouped up in the middle lane. Looks like they want to try to do something, but at the moment, game slowing down just a little bit. It's 9-5 right now at 13.5 minutes. The KD or KPM has just peaked 1, and will very quickly fall below it unless another kill happens on the board. And well, we might just get our wish, as 3 heroes now for Whitney Young has grouped up in the middle lane. We got about 80 seconds until Omni Slash is back up and running for Caribou Dragon. Squirtle not having a point up in Freezing Field just yet, has 4 in Crystal Nova and 2 in Frostbite, which means that she's got a nice 2-second stun. And there we go, the Familiar's getting a great stun. There's the arrow to fly, and Squirtle, well, he didn't even have time to blink as he fell quite quickly, and the KPM maintains at a little over 1. And now, it looks like Summercreek want to try to turn it into a little bit of something, as they are trying to go on the Juggernaut, but he gets away a little bit too fast. He found himself a regen rune, so he's just fine for the time being. Looks like he wants to try to slow down Camille again.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Camille has the Power Treads and the Ring of Basilisk, but sitting at only 900 gold right now, Caribou Dragon has showed himself and is going to be a thorn in the side of the Phantom Lancer. As now the cat's got it back. And try to farm up elsewhere on the map. Might be opting to try to go back to the bottom lane, or he could be going for the jungle farm. He is sitting relatively low, so jungle farm might not be the greatest of options. He's going to go use the illusion to try to tank up the creeps, which they want none of it. They're going to go ahead and just try to attack Camille. Meanwhile, Ping's going out to the bottom lane. They want to try to defend this tower. They're moving 3 heroes at a time to get it. 4 if you count the Venomancer, who's grabbing slowly on the tail end of the push. And, well, All Smiles is long gone, and they're rotating heroes grouped up together. And, well, this is really bad for XP and gold, as these heroes, they're grouped up, they're not finding in solo XP, and they're not getting gold. And, well, of course, the passive gold is pretty decent, but this could be Phantom Lancer just now picking up his first Blade of Alacrity. Probably opting for a Diffusal Blade, but I wouldn't be surprised. In fact, I would much rather prefer to see a Yasha coming out on the cat, as he needs to be able to farm up the jungle really quick, and the Yasha gives him the chance to get massive amounts of illusions out in a short amount of time, as the illusions benefit from that attack speed. Ping's coming out. It looks like Naga Siren just barely TPing herself out of there. Would have been found almost immediately by Big Drew, but unfortunately, they probably wouldn't have been able to find him or kill him even if they had found him, as they didn't have any stuns readily available.
Dire's middle tower is under
Weaver
attack.
still pushing out the bottom lane, is going to pick up his Lincolns in a very timely fashion. In fact, the average, if I'm not mistaken, is about
Dire's
18 minutes. And
has fallen.
that's without picking up Power Treads and Ring of Akala beforehand. So this Weaver is looking at a very early, or a very well-timed Lincoln Sphere. And what that's going to mean is it's going to give him a lot more presence on this map, a lot more ability to just be an annoyance. Farm up quickly and efficiently, and well, then he'll start building damage items, which, well, when the Weaver picks up an item like a Desolator or a Butterfly, it just starts getting hard to fight him. Caribou Dragon gonna grab himself a little bit of alacrity there. Big Drew looked like he wanted to try to go in, but is gonna get netted up immediately and take a fall to the Invoker. Meanwhile, Nep's taking a lot of damage, is gonna back behind the tower, but there's the Omni Slash to fly. Caribou Dragon find that kill. Daniel with the Cold Snap is gonna fall as well, making it 12-6 at 17 minutes, and well, really solidifying any early game chance that Whitney Young has to take this game. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the GG right there, as it's sitting above 10,000 in both gold and XP. And well, Whitney Young doesn't have the team that really gives up an advantage. And if I know these guys, I've seen them play in the Reddit Dota 2 League, I've seen them play otherwise, they don't like to give up leads. And in fact, here we go. All Smiles is just going to go straight in for Raymond. Might have looked to go on the tower there. He's going to get stunned up. But Raymond does not have the mana to follow up. That could have been an easy kill, but of course it wasn't, as, well, Mirana had no mana. Familiar is looking to scout out, try to grab a stun on the Crystal Maiden. And they're going to find her. What are they going to do? They're going straight for the Juggernaut. But he can Blade Fury immediately when he gets out Visage, in a little bit of a predicament, but is going to be able to walk right away. There come the Visage Familiars, getting the stun purely and exclusively on creep waves. Meanwhile, Tatsuki and All Smiles are going to find themselves a tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. Caribou using the dust for some odd reason, and He's sitting on drums phase right now in 1100 gold. What he's going to build next, I've seen a lot of people go for an early Aghanims. And with the point boost to pick up on him, yep, that's probably exactly what he's going for. Daniel taking a Blade Fury, but nothing more to say about that. There's the EMP flying out. Does hit Drew, who's now stopping still. He's in a little bit of trouble. Disconnected, flying straight on by. Throws down the meatball. Killing spree now for the Invoker. Care Bear Dragon trying to find a kill on the Venomancer. He does. It's going to be the Weaver to find it, though. Big Daniel getting away just barely with his life. And the Sunstrike to fly, the Sunstrike to miss. But that's a 3 for Zilch right now, and Whitney Young have put themselves up at a 9-kill advantage here in Game 1 of the Best of 2 series, kicking off the season of High School Starleague. Starts tonight, and we're looking forward from this point on for some a great multitude of games happening all over the weekends and all the time. If you guys are interested with that, the High School Starleague, you can see their Twitch, their Twitter information, all that stuff should be right where I'm moving my mouse right there. And you guys should probably go check them out there. It's a very interesting league, and I'm looking for great things. Remember, these guys are your future stars of Dota 2. And our only hope of the North American scene to try to find pro players that can take on the Giants, Alliance, and Na'Vi. Yep, I said it. These guys will be the next ones to beat Na'Vi. Frostbite now flying on the Doppelwalk Phantom Lancer, but he does take a fall. All Smiles looking to try to find a kill. He might take a fall here. He goes ahead and phase shifts out though. And Mirana gonna fall to the Geminate attack of the Weaver. That's going to be four kills for him. No, that's going to be the Nagasiren, the one to pick that one up. Nagasiren going to find herself a double kill possibly. Yes, no, maybe, nope. Daniel will fall to Invoker though. The missed chance. Oh, man. What luck. That's a 5-man team wipe right now. 20-6 right now at 21 minutes. And that's pretty much GG. We take a look at the golden XP and well, I'd say it was still possible if it was 7,500. No, it's 2,000 gold and close to in terms of XP. And well, Whitney Young have got this game. Summercreek decide to opt for a greedy draft with the Phantom Lancer, and now they're paying for it. That tri-lane might have been a little bit more effective if they paired up a killing hero with the Visage and the Venomancer. And I don't mean to say, well, I know that Whitney Young picked it up, but I mean, the Juggernaut would have probably been a better pickup for Summercreek in this situation. I mean, well, the pause is going on right now, so I'm free to talk about it, but we take a look, and you've got 2 amazing slows on the side of the of Summercreek, and we can't really follow it up with anything. I mean, the Phantom Lancer does a significant amount of damage, and he has a Spirit Lance, but you're against a Juggernaut who's not going to be able to find those, who's not going to be able to do anything. You're not going to be able to do anything to him. He just Blade Fury straight on out. Now, if you had the Juggernaut, imagine the killing potential they'd have. 2 slows, and then the Juggernaut catching up, getting that full duration Blade Fury, which, again, at level 4, deals a total of 700 damage. Magical, of course, but I mean, there's nothing more to say about that. I would have loved to see a much more lane active carry on the side of Whitney Summercreek, but again, they opted for the Phantom Lancer. Now they have to try to make things work. It's 21.5 minutes, and well, I'm not saying that Summercreek are coming back, or yeah, Summercreek are coming back from this, or even that they have a good shot at it, but I will say if they want to take this game, if they want to win the game, they need 3 things, and they all need to be perfectly executed. They need pickoffs, and what I'm talking about with pickoffs is you grab the Visage, you grab the Venomancer, and you grab the Mirana. Maybe the Phantom Lancer, or maybe not. You smoke up, and you go find kills. Anyone in the jungle alone, like the Invoker, that's a kill. You bring a Dust, it is most certainly an Invoker falling. You catch him alone in the jungle, he's gone. The next thing you have to do is you need perfectly executed defenses. And what I'm talking about right there is you need this, Come on, work. No. I guess it doesn't show up on the map anymore. You need to put a great defense right here, and right here. You cannot let your tier 3s fall. If they fall, if you lose Iraq's, you can pretty much assume you're done. Because Iraq's gone at a 20,000 gold deficit is not something that I think even a pro can come back from. I mean, that seems stranger, but yeah, it's very low. So that's the third thing. The fourth thing is you need to not die. If you can go the next 20 minutes losing maybe 1 to 2 and finding little pickoffs, at least bringing it so that the score and at 41 minutes is 21 to say 15 or 21 to 10. Well, then you can assume you found space for the family to farm and he's going to be able to carry you. But at the moment, having all three of those things happening seems very slim at best. So right now, Summercreek need to hunker down and they need to think. Do they want, or how are they going to do this? Are they going to be able to do what I just outlined? Are they going to be able to take this game another way? Especially after losing Roshan right now. Juggernaut going to find himself in Aegis Immortality. I also think they should weigh the option of whether or not GG it now, save the face, and just go into game 2 with a fresh new attitude and try to make this series 1-1. Again, this is a best of 2, not a best of 3, so each game pretty much matters, as it's not going to be you won the best of 3. No, it's going to be you took 1 game, you took 2 games, you tied the best of 2, or you gave 2 games. So right now, I'm thinking Summercreek want to cut their losses, go in, and try to go for the tie. I don't think that it's going to be near possible to try to take this game to the 40th minute mark so that the family can carry. But again, I've seen weirder, and they're looking like they're opting for it. Now with the Visage Familiars, they're going to spot out Roshan, who is at relatively high health, so opting not to go for it. Tatsuki is still gone from the game, so with Naga Siren missing, it's going to be interesting to see how Whitney Young react to this. But all units massing around the big guy himself. They don't want to give up Roshan. But that's going to be Chris Maiden. Did she find the I think she found the familiar? No, that was from Tower Gold, so I was gonna say, if she found the familiar, that'd be funny. Either way, there comes the arrow of the tornado. Night Stalker found the Naga Siren, so that's a start. That's what you're looking for. Again, those pickoffs are pretty big, and we saw that was 665 gold that went to the Night Stalker. Now, of course, the tornado did fly. It looked like Invoker wanted to follow up on it, but wasn't able to get his teammates in at time. And well, Night Stalker finds himself an Armlet of Mordigian. And, well, that could give him a little bit of a boost. Again, I'm not sure if that's gonna be enough to push him over the edge, but it's certainly a step in the right direction. Now they just gotta go 17 more minutes doing just that. Baby steps, guys, baby steps. Take a look at the golden XP graph, and again, it's 20,000, and both, I don't know what I expected. I expected it to change or something, but no, it's 20,000 and both gold and XP. And Radiant are looking like they want to start just pushing out waves. Van Lancer has finally found his Diffusal Blade. He's got Trez Diffusal at 23 minutes. Nothing, not too shabby, given the circumstances he was in. He's only sitting 1 in 5 right now. Not bad. But not ideal. Not ideal at all. So, with the pause going out on the field, guys, your caster tonight is Chicago Ted. You're on my Twitch if you're watching this game, so be sure to press the little purple follow button underneath the Twitch stream if you like what you see. If you're watching on mobile, well then, I'm surprised you found it. And this is the High School of Starleague. Season starts today. This is the first game between Whitney Young and Summercreek High School. And this is a best of 2, and we're right now paused, waiting for the Naga Siren. So at the moment, we take a look, and this is Invoker. So of course he's got the Hand of Midas. He's had it for a while. He's sitting on 600 gold on top of Aghanim Scepter with the 4 staff in phase, and this is exactly what we expected when you saw him get the Aghanim Scepter. I mean the Midas as early as he did. He's 4-0 right now. When you get a Midas, you can maximize the Midas by not dying, and well, Invoker has done just that. He's played it safe, found kills where he can, and just not overly pressed anything. Well, the fact that he's 4-0 with the Hand of Midas just makes things so scary for the Dire team, for Summercreek, and their hopes are coming out. And here comes Care Bear Dragon. He's got his Aghanim Scepter coming out. Big nips with the Frostbite. He should be able to take a fall here. And now, the stun up on Care Bear Dragon, but he's got silenced up. He can't do anything, but there is the Meatball the Fly doing great amounts of damage. Big D, Daniel, as well as Drew are getting relatively low as Juggernaut opting to go for the Omni Slash, picks up the Phantom Lancer. Meanwhile, Weaver finds the Visage out back behind, and there we go. Bremen falling just as quick, and that's a double kill going their way of all smiles. Wicked sick. And now here comes the push on to Rack, so giving away 3, not taking any with you. The tower is going to fall. There should be no way that Summercreek can defend this. Rack's taking a lot of damage. They're going to fall very soon. And now I imagine that Whitney Young are just going to want to push in to the tier 4s right now. They've got the creeps. They've got the advantage. And now they've got the Blink Crystal Maiden blinking out straight behind. Omni Slash though, still down for a little bit, 14 seconds. Can he stay alive to get it off? He probably can. There's the EMP, and that's going to pull on the Venomancer. The Phantom Lancer falling down as well, and then the GG's call. So, again, a greedy draft, losing it out in the tri-lane, and just overall letting Whitney Young snowball. So guys, you've been listening to Chicago Ted. This has been Game 1 of a best of 2. Game 2 is coming up next.